Hi everyone! Welcome dun sa ating episode 2 of yung LIA Q&A. So, my name is Rafi and ako yung Licensed Immigration Advisor ng Quorum. Today, yung theme ng mga questions natin ay tungkol sa mga student visas and yung mga post-study options nila. So, start na tayo? So, unang question natin for the day. Possible ba to study healthcare management but graduate sa Pinas ng management accounting? Change sana ng career since healthcare ngayon is really in demand. So, definitely, pwede naman mag-change ng career. So, if you wanna use a student visa para gawin yon, possible naman siya. Pero you just need to know na medyo merong risk dyan sa application. Kasi, isa sa major na kinoconsider sa mga student visa applications is yung pagka-genuine ng student. So, si immigration, pagka in-apply mo yung student visa tapos mag-change ka ng linya mo, mag-expect sila na ma-explain mo yung decision mo to shift into a new field and kailangan ma-convince mo sila. So, sometimes, nagiging medyo risky yan for yung applicant and it's not always enough for immigration. Actually, madalas hindi enough for immigration yung sasabihin mo na in demand kasi yung ganong skill sa New Zealand. So, yun, best of luck to you as you pursue a different career path. Next question natin, also medyo related sa healthcare or sa pag-caregiver in New Zealand. Ang sabi po ng ating viewer, si Jocelyn Villaver, hello po, ask ko lang, husband ko po nasa New Zealand, kakarating lang as carpenter. May bagong policy sa minimum per hour. Okay na po ba ang healthcare para ma-meet yung target rate para makapag-work ako soon sa New Zealand as PWV, so Partnership Work Visa holder. Nag-aaral na po kasi ako ngayon ng healthcare dahil lang dun sa new policy nila. So, explain ko lang ng konti kung paano nag-work yung mga partnership na work visa para sa mga AEWV holder. So, pagka ikaw ay isang AEWV holder and yung sweldo mo at least median wage, pwede ka mag-support ng partnership-based work visa para dun sa inyong asawa or dun sa inyong ka-live-in. Pero, kahit able kayo na mag-support ng partnership work visa, merong mga pagkakataon, like dito sa case ng carpenter, no, na yung makukuha nilang partnership work visa ay merong restrictions. Ano yung mga restrictions na yun? Number one, kailangan yung pagtatrabahuhan nila is accredited employer din. Pangalawa is yung sweldong iaalok sa kanila, yung sweldong matatanggap nila dun sa accredited employer na yun, ay abot din sa median wage. Ngayon, kung ilalagay natin to dun sa context ng healthcare, baka medyo mahirapan kayong maabot yung median wage na yun. Kasi, merong tinatawag na pay equity for yung mga caregivers. So, we have a different video. You might want to watch yung video na yun, no? On yung caregiving in New Zealand. Pero, siguro yung summary lang doon is yung highest na level for caregivers doon sa pay equity, yung level 4, nasa mga 28.25 NZD per hour. So, mababa pa siya dun sa current na median wage, which is 29.66. So, baka hindi mag-work yung plano nyo. So, here's a short background. My mother's friend's son. So, kumare ni mommy may anak and accounting graduate. After he applied for a student visa with a scholarship in New Zealand to study accounting for 6 months again, he was able to find a job there and is now living there. Congrats! I want to try it, though I'm curious if such a thing is even possible. It seems too good to be true. If it's true, which I wish it is, what are the downfalls? How do you even apply and how much is the cost? So, medyo i-breakdown natin yung question mo kasi it's a bit of a compound thing. First is, pag-uusapan natin yung opportunities in accounting. Pangalawa is yung scholarships. Pangatlo is yung pros and cons. And then pangapat is yung process. So, yung accounting grads, actually maganda talaga yung opportunities for them in New Zealand. So, it's one of those industries na usually hindi natin nakikita na nag-o-offer ng job sa migrant overseas yung mga employer. Pero, pag qualified ka, nasa New Zealand ka, may work rights ka, maganda yung outcomes. So for us, yung mga clients namin na accountants, hindi sila nahirapan makakuha ng job offers nung nasa New Zealand na sila. They had yung post-study work visas nila, or if they had yung work rights nila. So good outcomes. And siguro what's even better is yung changes to yung skilled migrant category na may implement nitong October makes it even more favorable for yung mga accountants, mga chartered accountants in New Zealand to gain registration. So definitely good outlook for yung mga ating mga kaibigan na accountants. On the note of scholarships, tama ka na parang too good to be true, no? Not the impossible siya mangyari. It's just that medyo rare kasi yung scholarships. Most ng nakikita namin na scholarships are usually at the PhD level. If not, they usually come in the form of grants. So, kumbaga parang partial subsidy lang siya ng tuition fees. But nangyayari din siya occasionally. Pero kung partial lang yung coverage dun sa tuition fees, that would mean na kailangan kung mag-aral ka sa New Zealand, kaya mo pa rin buuin yung balance ng tuition fees and kaya mo i-cover yung cost of living expenses. So, siguro, leading to the next question pros and cons, no? Yun yung biggest con around yung student visas na medyo magastos talaga siyang gawin. Malaki yung investment na kailangan mo because the tuition fees can be quite large. And of course, investment mo na rin yung magagastos mo dun sa cost of living. So, things like rent, ganyan, those are things na you'll have to cover. It's a bit hard to say magkano siya abutan lahat kasi depende siya dun sa program na ita-take mo. Pero typically, a year of study in New Zealand, you're probably going to spend around $25,000 per year in tuition fees. And then the immigration requirement currently is $20,000 per year of study dun sa maintenance funds or yung panggastos mo dun sa pang-araw-araw. Alright. So yung next question natin is a question for a student na magsasama ng partner. So ang sabi niya po, hi po, newbie here. Mag-a-apply ako ng student visa sa New Zealand. Plan ko po sana isama yung de facto partner ko. So that's yung mga live-in partners, no? We've been living together for 2 years. Ang plano namin ay hindi kami sabay aalis. Medyo wise yun, no? Mauna ako, pwede po ba i-declare ko muna sa application ko, tapos after a few weeks, tsaka ko na lang siya i-apply as partner under my student visa. Bibigyan din po ba siya ng work permit or working rights same as mine? Okay, so, yun, as nabanggit ko, no, medyo wise yung plano nyo kasi minsan mabigat talaga yung cost of living pagsabay kayong umalis. And yung just getting used to things, and kind of finding yung bearings mo in a new place. No? So, it's actually a really good idea na i-consider mong mauna ka. Now, in terms of visa, pwede talaga yun. It's important na i-declare mo yung partner mo dun sa application mo, yung partnership status mo, dapat correctly declared siya when you apply for the student visa. And it's okay kahit mauna yung application mo, tapos ihabol na lang yung dun sa partner mo. Doon sa question mo na same ba yung makukuha ng partner mo na work rights, the answer is no. But that's a good thing kasi mas generous or mas flexible yung work rights doon sa partner. So kadalasan kasi sa mga student visa, part-time work rights ang nakukuha nila. And then sometimes meron siyang full-time work rights during the scheduled holidays. But when meron kang partner and they're on a work visa, usually it comes with open na work rights. So partner ng student, they get open work rights, which means na they can work for any employer, pwede sila mag full-time, any occupation, any location. So that's a good thing for you guys. So I hope that you find your move to New Zealand excellent, everything na you hoped it to be. And best of luck dun sa pag-aaral. Next question. So medyo related dun sa last though, on the note of students na may partner. Ang sabi po sa atin ay, hello po, pwede po bang makahingi ng advice? My husband is on a post-study visa while I am on a work visa with no restrictions. Currently working as office manager sa isang SME, non-accredited employer. Ideally daw, yung Mr. ko sana ang mag-apply sa amin as main applicant for SMC since yung linya niya ay nasa long-term skill shortage list. Ang kaso, nahihirapan siya na makakuha ng work sa linya niya kaya he is now in a call center. Would it be wise po for me to apply as the main applicant of SMC or wait na lang po for my husband to get suitable work? So, the good thing about having a partner, having a spouse, is the fact na you can do things together. And this is one of those situations na it should work to your advantage na meron kang asawa. Kasi kung ma-meet nyo pareho yung, yung partnership component for SMC, then wala talagang problem at all na ikaw as a partner, ikaw yung maging main applicant sa SMC. So the important part here is that qualified ka for SMC and that you meet yung partnership requirements. And it's really important na try nyo siyang habulin kung gagamitin nyo yung point-based system. Kasi hanggang August nyo na lang may apply yung expression of interest. So after that, magkikick in na yung bagong SMC policy in October and baka magbago na yung situation ninyo. So meron kaming cases na ganyan na hinahabol namin right now kasi hindi pa actually tapos yung student, partner has suitable employment, kaya na nila yung skilled migrant, and they're actually better off under this current policy kesa intayin nila yung changes in October. So hopefully it works out for you. If it does, we'd love to hear about it and maybe you can hit us up and we'd love to talk to you again. So last question of the evening or the day, the afternoon. Pwede po ba tayong magpalit ng visa from visitor visa to study visa kahit within NZ ka na? Yes, pwede siyang gawin. So kung meron ka namang visitor visa, pwede mong i-apply yung student visa. Pero just as a best practice thing, kung nasa Pilipinas ka pa lang or nasa labas ka pa ng New Zealand and yung plano mo is mag-aral, dapat nag-apply ka na ng student visa from offshore. Kasi minsan, nagiging issue siya dun sa immigration officer pagka ina-assess na yung student visa. Thanks for watching this week's episode. So, baka gusto nyo masagot yung mga tanong ninyo, please, we're happy to answer your questions. Kailangan nyo lang gawin is mag-fill up ng form natin. So, makikita nyo yung link dun sa description box. So, we hope to hear from you and we'll see you again next week. Bye po!